Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Today's video is a preview of Week 4, New York Giants versus the Chicago Bears. Legacy game. They will be in the throwback jerseys, the dark blue helmets. I'm loving it. I wish they can keep these as their permanent home jerseys, but we'll see what happens. The color rush jerseys haven't given us much luck. Hopefully these will give us some luck. Now, going into the Chicago game, I'm looking at Chicago like this. Chicago is almost the identical team to the New York Giants. I watched game film of the Texans versus the Bears from last week, week 3, and I'm looking at both of these teams. Obviously, we will play Houston later on in the season. Both of these teams look the same, or they look similar to what the Giants are too. You have young teams, rebuilding teams that have their strength is on their defense. They like to run the ball and stop the run. So there's some good qualities in these teams and some similar qualities within these teams. Now, getting back to that Dallas game, and I loved that Wink Martindale had went out there on the podium and talked about a few things that happened in that game, blowing assignments. It wasn't just like he didn't know how to make adjustments. Some assignments weren't executed on the players' end, and he did address some of that. You saw rumors today, some people wanting to make some changes as far as on the defense, who's going to get certain reps. I believe they brought up Jaylon Smith from the practice squad. I have to go ahead and verify that, but I thought I saw that. So if that is in fact true, then I think Jaylon Smith adds some versatility to this linebacker crew and possibly could even start this game. We'll see what happens though. But getting to Chicago, of course they have, their second-year quarterback, Justin Fields. Now, Justin Fields, right now, he's growing. He's looked like he's getting better. He is a dual-threat quarterback. He likes to work in the pocket, but he will make plays with his feet. And again, Chicago is a strong running team. At least the first 3 weeks of the season, you see that they like to run the ball. And the quarterback is an extension of that run game right now. If we are able to set the edges better than what we did in Dallas, I think that we'll be able to, slow down this running game from Chicago. Again, that's if we set the edges and play discipline to our assignments. I think we have a good shot to pull out a victory. Now, a lot of people are thinking this might be a cakewalk, that the Giants should win this game. And one thing I will say about this season is nobody should be saying that the Giants should be winning anything. Could be or could, that's one thing, but should be, no. This is a rebuilding team, a team that has some deficiencies on the offense, and we saw that play out in the first 3 weeks. We have to look better. And where are you going to get that production from on the offensive side? Not sure. Again, Kadarius Toney won't be playing. Wan'Dale Robinson won't be playing. Looks like the receivers are going to be David Sills, Richie James, Kenny Golladay, and I'm hoping that we get a heavy dose of Darius Slayton. I said it last week. I expected him to play more last week, but he didn't. Sterling Shepard went down. So, in my opinion, there's no choice. There's no choice but to play Darius Slayton this week, and it's not even like it's a bad thing. I think he should have been playing for a while now, because he gives us a certain skill set that the other receivers on the team right now cannot give us, and that's over-the-top speed and some good separation. And if you look at some of the receivers we have now outside of Richie James, especially with David Sills and Kenny Golladay, these guys are not getting any kind of separation for real or consistently. Now, another bounce back, showcase I want to see is our offensive line. Last week we got beat up by Dallas outside of Andrew Thomas holding his own. I saw some crazy stat where PFF had Andrew Thomas at scored a graded at a 90, and then everybody else on our offensive line was either in the 50s or the 40s, and that is terrible as a unit. Of course, Evan Neal struggled last week, but this week against this Bears defense, I think it's going to be a game where we focus a lot on the run as well. But I think we do need to take some chances, down the field in the passing game, just to keep that defense honest. They do have some quality players. Roquan Smith is a great linebacker. He was on their injury report along with Quinn. Quinn was also on the injury report, and it's like you can be on the injury report, but we saw Micah Parsons last week on the injury report, and he still played. So I'm expecting Roquan Smith and then Quinn to play this week, especially on this Sunday game. Both teams are 2-1. Both teams very much in the hunt in their division, and I think for the New York Giants, we really need this game because the next 2 weeks we have Green Bay and then we have the Baltimore Ravens back to back. So we need this win in order to stay in pace, within the division, or stay in pace with the NFC conference. So that's what I think the main focus is going to be, is a better offensive line play. Don't stray away from the running game. Heavy doses of Saquon Barkley in the passing and the rushing game. I want to see Brightwell get some carries as well, just to change it up. If it's going to be Matt Breida, that too. If you want to switch it up a little bit, but just don't have Matt Breida in there on passing downs, because we saw last week he got pretty much abused trying to pick up blitzes, stunts, and things like that. That is not Matt Breida's game. That is not his game. Now, I'm a little bit less worried about the defense. Like I said, I loved everything Wink said on the podium this week. I think he's going to have these guys focused and ready to play. I think he might have felt a little embarrassed about what happened last week, and I think the players did as well. So I'm expecting a bounce back game from this defense, stopping the run, forcing Justin Fields to beat you with his arm. And it's been the same thing, the first 4 weeks of the season is you want to be able to stop the run, because all these teams were known to be able to run the ball pretty well. And then you wanted a quarterback that is not as good as the running game, I should say, beat you with the arm. Now, the first two weeks of the season, we were able to do that, and stop that quarterback. Tannehill, not as much, but Baker, absolutely. And then last week, we just couldn't do anything, with Dallas running the ball or passing the ball. They had a counter to everything that went through at them. So I'm just looking at this week like, okay, we have a young quarterback, Justin Fields, still learning the ropes a little bit, can be rattled by Wink's defense, and hopefully that's the game plan. A lot of blitz packaging. Another week of Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari. Hopefully they get better. Last week was their debut. Hopefully this week they can settle down a little bit, make some more plays, stay disciplined in their assignments, and get after the ball. Hopefully Saquon, Azeez are able to get some sacks this week. Hopefully the team as a whole can get some sacks this week, and hopefully maybe we get our first interception. I'll call it. We'll get our first interception this week against Justin Fields. I believe he threw 2 last week and also had a fumble last week, so he had 3 turnovers last week against the Texans, and I believe our defense is a little bit better than the Texans' defense. So hopefully we can repeat what they did, get a couple of turnovers, put this offense in a good position to score, and then hopefully our offense can go ahead and take those opportunities to score as well. And then that's going to be my quick preview of Week 4, New York Giants versus Chicago Bears. Again, if you want a prediction, I do predict that the Giants will win. I think we win this game 24-10. 24-10. Next week, prediction might be a little bit different, talking about Green Bay. But again, please like, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.